So I first off wanted to congratulate you on being the first signing, obviously, of AFC Toronto and in the league. It's a wonderful thing. It's a huge step forward for women's sports. What were your emotions when you signed? Explain to me the process of getting involved in something from literally the ground up.
Yeah, I think the emotion when the opportunity came through was like pinch me almost.
Yeah.
You know, it was an absolute dream, full circle moment for me, as I've been playing since I was 3 years old, and it's obviously a long journey to get to here, but professional women's soccer here in Canada is a long time coming, and the fact that the opportunity has come is everything to me. It's just a great time to help shape the game and create more opportunity for the younger generations and see the true pathway to get here. And the process in terms of it coming to life was a little bit of a hurdle, and multiple hurdles actually, but I faced a pretty tough injury back in 2023. I ruptured my Achilles, and it was just a fluke. You know, I stepped backwards and it went. But there was a journey, obviously, in terms of recovery, and I took my coaching career a little bit more seriously, as I wasn't sure what my pathway to playing would look like and whether or not it was going to happen. And I took a role at North Toronto doing the college prep program for U20 girls and just helping them reach the next stages of their careers. And I was approached by Billy Wilson, who was the technical director there at the time, and also the League One women's head coach. And he dropped it to me saying, hey, there's a team coming to Toronto, and if you want to be a part of it, you got to get your stuff together and start really working and focusing on that. And so lit a fire under me. Yeah. And I know I had to step away from that job as a coach, just because it was so, it was a lot of time that it took to support those players and build a program. And I wanted to focus fully on myself and my career, and I went heads down, had a pretty good season last year, and that was the end of it. They approached me, near the end of the season and said, hey, if you'd like, this is on the table for you, and we'd love for you to be a part of AFC Toronto. And it was an immediate yes. Like, yeah. I don't even think Billy was able to finish his sentence, because it was the only city that I really wanted to play for, and just be close to home, be able to play in front of my family and my friends, and just represent the place that I grew up.
Absolutely. It's a long recovery, too, from the Achilles. I imagine that was a pretty
It was a good 11 months. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You've played all over Canada and even in Italy and Rome. And just speaking from a general knowledge of like what fans are like in Europe, the expectations are very much on the pitch driven.
Yeah.
Win, score, get the points.
Yeah.
You're in a very unique situation here where not only is there pressure to get those, we'll call them classical things in the game, you're starting something from the ground up. So I'm just wondering if is there excitement? Are you a bit nervous, or are you relishing the history that you're about to make as a league and as a player, of course?
Of course there's pressure, because the fans and the community want to see, the talent that we have here and the players that have been chosen to perform. And us as a club and as a team, we want to go in and obviously inspire, but we want to win. And we want to work together to, like I said, inspire the next generation to want to be a part of this, inspire the community to come out and support us. But, I think, like you said, the fans in Europe versus the fans here are a little different. And that expectation, though, remains the same at this level in terms of, going out, performing, winning, and just having something to be proud of. Yeah,
absolutely. And this a little side thing. I saw on your Instagram, there's two things. First of all, your home opener's at BMO Field. I mean, that must be a surreal moment.
Dream come true.
Pretty legendary pitch in Canadian history.
Yeah.
And then I was on your Instagram, and I saw that you got you guys want to understand this, but you got an announcement from Fabrizio Romano. Like, here we go. As a soccer player or a fan, like, that is insane. Like, that's just so surreal. So in that moment, I mean, you must have had this profound feeling of pride and like, I made it. Like, I got to BMO. I got the announcement from the biggest journalist in the world. Like, talk me through. I mean, I'm sure that was part of the process of you, like, understanding how big this moment truly is and what you're a part of.
Yeah, I mean, I had to probably watch it about 10 times to make sure that it was, it was actually that. Yeah. But no, it was, like I said, it was a pinch me moment. Mm-hmm. And the support that I've been given just from the club and the community and my family it makes it all, like, all the hard work and all the time that you have to dedicate to this sport to be in this position, so worth it. Mm-hmm. And it just really excites me. And I'm looking forward to the BMO game so much, and I think, just a full circle moment for me, and to be able to go out there and show what I'm capable of, because my journey has been quite different.
Yeah.
And I think that it's going to be a really great spin on what we've been told as players, at least for my generation, that it's a one-way pathway to success, and it's really not. It's more so if you believe in yourself, if you have determination, and you're willing to work hard, that you can achieve it. And that's, I think, what I'm most excited to show to people.
And on regular grass.
And on regular grass.
AstroTurf.
Yeah, I mean, so many legendary players have touched that field, right? So
yeah.
just to be able to go out there and touch the grass, maybe score a couple goals.
It's your job. You got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
So given your wealth of experience, I imagine that you've seen plenty of different types of leaders on the field, whether that be actually in the captaincy or as, your coach or manager. With that being said, what are some of the most important characteristics a leader can have? Because I imagine that on this team, you're going to be one of the pivotal players in sort of having one of those roles.
You know what I think right now is it's very much at a point where everybody has a job to do, and it's to show up, be accountable, and put in everything that they have every single day, on the field, off the field, grow a community within each other, and create a team bond that will absolutely be demonstrated on the field. Good leaders, I think, in my eyes, they can see things that maybe others can't, and not necessarily short-term, but long-term. And they don't got to be the loudest player on the pitch. They got to be ones that are willing to push through the toughest moments and pull others up with them to show them that, hey, this is the way, this is where we're going, and I'm going to help you get there. And I think that's one of my biggest attributes is going against the grain a little bit. And I love a good challenge, and I think that something I'm really capable of doing is bringing others up around me. And it's not necessarily verbally, but it's through action. And I'm really excited to bring that to the table.
Yeah, wonderful. I want to pick your football brain here. As a forward, you can go long periods of the game without even seeing the ball or getting that chance. So, two-parter question. How do you find a way to stay impactful when you're not getting those chances? And simultaneously, how do you stay ready for when that moment comes? Because it can come at any time, at any place, unbeknownst to you, and you have to be ready to get one for your team. So how do you stay ready, and how do you stay impactful?
Yeah, I think staying ready is, it's hard, right? Because it's a 90-minute game, and they don't always go your way. And as a striker, you may get lots of chances and they don't fall your way, and you may get one or two, and you have to be ready for those. And for me, one of the things that I've learned from the coaches I've worked with and the players that I've played alongside is just staying tuned in, being able to see moments before they happen. And I think I like to call it a little crazy, but I like to visualize a lot and understand my opponent as early as I can, what their tendencies are, what foot they like to use, are they quicker than me, do they like to drive into tackles, and playing off of that just to be able to expose them. And being ready is a mental battle so that you stay switched on, and knowing what your role is, which as a number 9, as a striker, you have to bring a scoring threat to the table. And for me, self-talk is paramount, because it's your internal dialogue is what drives you, and you have to believe that you can do it. And I think that's, again, a really strong quality that I have is if you sleep even for one moment, I'm going to get you. And it doesn't always have to be the first opportunity. It's what's going to happen in the 85th minute. And I think those are the times where I have an upper hand on the opponent, is that I'm going to get you at some point, and it doesn't have to be right away. But if you sleep for 1 second, I will capitalize on that.
It's a weird position in that sense where you have to stay on to that degree. Unlike a midfielder or defender, where a midfielder can be running all game, you're sort of just always on mentally. You have to be on in a certain way if you're a striker. It's a very fascinating part of the game.
It is, but I love that. There's, you have that split second moment where you get a step ahead of the defender, and then you're on a stage that no other position really gets. And the 1v1s, the feeling that, you feel when the ball hits the post, goes in, hits the mesh, it's like, oh, it's very hard. It's very hard to match that feeling.
100%, and you get all the glory, and then if you don't score, you get all the negatives. So it's kind of you're
it's
walking
a hot seat. It's
you're walking a thin line there.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your coach, about Marko Milanovic. You know, this is a guy who's pretty experienced in the Canadian scene. North Toronto Nitros, TMU. He won the Coach of the Year High Performance Award. What are some of his philosophies surrounding the intangible aspects of the game, and what is he expecting from you guys this season? Is it coming through those tangible results, you know, points and a record, or is it in the process? Is it, I want my team to be meshed and gelled, and then the success will come later?
I think it's very much the process with him. You know, I think at one point he will be results driven, but throughout training camp and preseason so far, it's all about us getting on the same page, because players from all over the world are coming together with their individual qualities, and how do we bring that together to be the best that we can be. And I think he really hammers down on a team first mentality. It's not, hey, this is a lone show, this is everyone together. And I love that, because it's so powerful in numbers. And he absolutely has I hope I can say this, no BS mentality for, you know, being lazy or not doing your role. And every player on the pitch has a role, and you better be ready to pull your socks up and go that full tilt, because otherwise, why are we here, right? And what a position we are all in, all 20 plus players, to wear this emblem and wear this crest, and he definitely doesn't take that for granted. So whether it's in the video room doing analysis and talking about what we want to create as a group, or on the pitch and just not letting the littlest things slide in terms of decision making, speed of play, effort level off the ball. He's very detailed in that sense and holds everybody very, very accountable. So nothing slips past him. And definitely love that Eastern European mentality.
I was going to say, yeah,
my
that
father
classic,
as well. I see so many similarities there. So it's really, it's been a great experience being able to play for him, and I've already learned so much.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. Before I will go into the other questions, I want to know, who's your favorite player growing up?
Growing up?
Yeah.
Well, you know, women's soccer was kind of harder to watch.
Yeah.
But there was the occasional time where you got to see World Cup and women on stage. So Mia Hamm was always a massive influence for me. And just like her tenacious mentality, her drive to win, and just, you know, fight for her team, really pushed me and inspired me. Christine St. Clair, of course, you know, Cara Lang back in the day, she also came from my home club, Oakville, as well.
Wow.
So a young player to touch the national team squad at the time. So just seeing the footsteps that she went in, I was able to say, hey, that could actually be me. And you know, any chance I got to see the national team play, I would definitely be tuning in.
Yeah.
On the male side, you know, we all love Messi for his brilliance and just godlike ability on the field and influence on the game. So I would say, yeah, overall, Mia Hamm was a big influence on me.
Amazing. So to keep that going, we're seeing in this country, especially in this province, a rise of women's sports nationally with the PWHL. We're getting our own WNBA team in the Tempo, and now you have the NSL. So that must be, as a woman, as an athlete, as a trailblazer in your own right, that must be amazing to just sit back and watch, right, and be a part of.
Yeah. I mean, it's so great to be able to see all of these trailblazers come in, and you look at some of the young girls that you see in the stands. I got to be able to go to see a Toronto Scepters game, Battle on Bay Street at Scotiabank.
Yeah.
And the little girls just dancing in line, just like exploding with excitement. The jerseys that are littered in the streets, the energy within the stands. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different environment. And it's year 2 for them. Right?
I
And
know,
it's crazy. And now that we have football on the map, really excited to see who shows up, who's supporting, and obviously what we can do to inspire as well. And there's been so much, I guess, such an outpour of support from strangers, from family, from friends. And of course with Tempo, like women's basketball is on the rise. And you know, what they've been doing so far just to promote the brand, to promote the team, everybody's excited, and can only imagine what that's going to do for young girls and also for the city of Toronto in terms of just amping up that women's sport energy. And
Yeah, we're entering a real golden era, it feels like.
we are. It's a massive wave, and to be a part of that on the football aspect yeah, it's just it's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are the co-founder of the Top One tournament. Tell me a little bit about that, because I saw the post about it, and it was a 1v1, and it was 100K. So if you're not getting 1 million applicants for that tournament, I don't know what's going on.
So a little bit of detail on the 100K side.
Yeah.
That's actually a tournament called Golden Goal.
Golden Goal is what
Yeah, so
framed,
Top One
yeah.
tournament, I am a co-founder with my best friend,
Yeah.
Ashley Campbell,
Yes.
and we've been playing together since we were 11. Yeah. And our side of the business Top One tournament is a 1v1 event where we invite players to go head-to-head at the top of the 18, and you got time clock to score. You
Wow.
have to beat the defender, score on the keeper, and if you continue to win throughout a round of 16, you walk away with 500 cash. And we love this event because we get to bring in the community from other brands like fashion, health and wellness, nutrition, and music, haircuts, just like a whole
Yeah.
bunch of things that emulate and build that soccer culture. But the 100K tournament, Golden Goal, that is it's a really cool opportunity for us because we're going in there as host personalities to interact with that community.
Yeah.
And this event, it's held by Sports League Canada, and they are pulling in teams from the U.S., from Montreal, Vancouver, and we're just really excited to be able to interact with these players that are willing to travel this far. Obviously, if you walk away with 100K, it's amazing,
Yeah.
right? Like done deal.
You've done it, yeah.
Done deal. I can't wait until they do a women's event. So we're hoping to help grow that side, and there's definitely a desire. We've gotten outreach from strangers, friends that are like, hey, is this for women too? And right now it's only year 2 for them. And with how much growth that they've seen, it's indefinite that they're going to be creating a women's side. So that's going to take off in December. And we're just in there as personalities to help grow interest and just make it more of a live event for players that are coming in to participate.
Amazing. With many athletes, you need to have a life outside of sport. And, like Ted Lasso said, football is life, but life isn't always football. So what passions do you have outside of the game?
I love to spend time doing sometimes nothing because
Perfect.
life is busy, right?
Yeah.
And I have my hands in so many things, and the demand that this sport requires is go, go, go. And so slowing down, spending time with my family is something I try to make time for every Sunday. Going to have family dinners, just catching up. I really enjoy being outside and exploring in nature. And I grew up in the country, so just getting to reflect on where I'm at, what I got to do, is really big, and I think it keeps me grounded. And obviously seeing my friends and getting to spend time with them, and whether it's at home or we go out for a dinner together, it's I do try to bring a little bit of slower pace to my life. And I think right now with the demand that this takes, there's no more gym time outside of this. It's more of like
not.
Recovery, yoga,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah, I would say my number one thing is to just spend time with my family and make sure that I keep in touch with them, because I am quite of a busy girl.
Yeah, it's go, go, go all the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So is there anybody in your family who, of course, everybody played a pivotal role, right? And was there a mentor to you or a role model to you growing up that helped sort of shape the person and athlete that you are today?
My brother.
Yeah?
Hands down. I have a brother that's 3 years older than me.
Oh, it's competitive, eh?
Competitive. We were always outside, whether it was, shooting at the house, which got us in trouble a few times. We broke a couple things, but we were always playing sports, and just wanting to be better than him, to just, be that younger sister, was something that really created the personality, that athlete in me. And he played growing up too, but he took a little bit of a different route, being a computer engineer. So
A little different.
yeah, slightly different. But with him, he isn't afraid to tell me how it is and just give me a little bit of a reality check, and him and I are now very close. As siblings, you're always like going head to head. But there was a switch up, in and around high school where we would hang out together, we would share the same friends, party together. And my brother is definitely like the biggest influence on me in terms of how to build my business, how to show up and be present. And I don't think I would be the person I am without him.
Yeah.
So,
Wonderful. And last question, what would a successful season look like for you?
I think it's a couple things. I think, coming out, and we obviously want to win the league. That's not necessarily a controllable, right? But we're going to do our best to lift that trophy at the end of October. And on an individual basis, I obviously want to score goals for sure. But I want to be a leader on my team. And when things do get tough and don't go our way, I want people to turn to me and, look for that calmness and that driven mentality that can push us through. And I think that for me shows through action. Sometimes I can be a loud person on the pitch, but very much so I will show you rather than tell you. And I want to make sure that I show up for my teammates, that I'm a reliable teammate. I will help in the tough times, and people can come to me if they need anything off the pitch. And so really, really looking forward to taking on that role and being a player that can be leaned on as one of the older teammates in this club. So yeah, I think once we get going and we get some games under our belt, that just will naturally shine through. And I don't need the armband to take on that role.
Of course
it's
not,
more so, I just want to show it on the field.
Yeah.
So
Lead by example.
lead by example.
Well, thank you so much. That was amazing.
Thank you.